Good morning, class 8. Today we are going to start poem number 3 from your textbook Honeydew. The title of the poem is Macavity, the Mystery Cat, and this poem is written by T.S.Eliot. So, are you ready to learn and enjoy the poem with me? Let's go. Before we start the poem, it's important to know about the poet. Thomas Stearns Eliot was an American-British poet, essayist, publisher, playwright, literary critic, and editor. He was born in America in the year 1888. At the age of 25, he moved to England. He is considered as one of the major poets of the 20th century. He was awarded the Nobel Prize in Literature in the year 1948 for his outstanding pioneer contribution to present day poetry. The same year, he was also awarded the Order of Merit for his distinguished service in the field of literature. He died in the year 1965 at the age of 76 in England. Let me also give you a brief introduction to the poem. Cats are one of the most common pets. Do you have one as a pet? Anyone? Well, we all know how cats move, silent and quick. Do you find cats mysterious? Where they go, what they do, etc.? The cat we are going to read about is a perfect mystery cat. What makes him so mysterious? Let's read and find out. So let's start poem number 3, Macavity, the Mystery Cat. Macavity's a mystery cat is called the hidden paw, for he is the master criminal who can defy the law. He is the bafflement of Scotland Yard, the flying squad's despair. For when they reach the scene of crime, Macavity is not there. Macavity, Macavity, there's no one like Macavity. He's broken every human law, he breaks the law of gravity. His powers of levitation would make a fakir stare, and when you reach the scene of crime, Macavity is not there. You may seek him in the basement, you may look up in the air, but I tell you once and once again, Macavity is not there. Macavity is a ginger cat, is very tall and thin. You would know him if you saw him, for his eyes are sunken in, his brow is deeply lined with thought, his head is highly domed. His coat is dusty from neglect, his whiskers are uncombed. He sways his head from side to side with movements like a snake. And when you think he's half asleep, he's always wide awake. Macavity, Macavity, there's no one like Macavity, for he's a fine and feline shape, a monster of depravity. You may meet him in a by street, you may see him in the square, but when a crime is discovered, then Macavity is not there. So that's Macavity, the mystery cat. I hope all of you learned something and enjoyed the poem. Now I want all of you to read it very carefully and try to learn something and enjoy the poem as well. So please read it carefully, enjoy it, and try to learn something. After you have listened, read, and enjoyed the poem, let's have a look at a brief summary of the poem to help you understand and learn more about the poem. The poem tells about Macavity, who is a master criminal. He can defy and break any law. However, he is never caught. The best police force in England finds it impossible to catch him. Macavity is matchless in the field of crime. He can disappear, break the law of gravity, and can even float in the air. Macavity is tall, thin, has sunken eyes, and a rounded head. He moves his head like a snake. His appearance is shabby and unkempt. His appearances are deceptive. When he seems to be fast asleep, he actually is wide awake. Macavity is a devil in the guise of a cat. He may be seen all around in the most public place. However, once his crime is discovered, he is nowhere to be found. You must have come across some new words in the summary too. But as we always do earlier, I would encourage you to look up the meanings of those difficult words in the dictionary. So I hope you have learned something from the summary as well. Now we have the meanings of some of the new words you must have come across while reading the poem. The first word is defy. It means disobey or resist openly. For example, to defy the law. Next, Scotland Yard. It's the headquarters of the London Police Force. So the headquarters of the London Police Force is called Scotland Yard. Next, Flying Squad. It means a group of police or soldiers ready to move into action quickly. Next, levitation means floating in the air without support. The next word is fiend. It means devil. The next word is feline. It means of or relating to a cat. The next word, depravity. It means moral corruption. The next, the square. Here in the poem, it means market square, open space for trading, usually in the center of a town. You must have seen in cities and towns, open space right in the middle of a marketplace, which is used for trading or business, usually in the center of a town. The next word is whiskers. You can see a picture of whiskers. It means a long projecting hair or bristle growing from the face or snout of many mammals. Here I'm very sorry, there is a mistake. Snout is repeated twice. So I'll read out the word and the meaning once again. Whiskers. It means a long projecting hair or bristle growing from the face of many mammals. You can see a picture of whiskers also. Whiskers can grow from the face or snout, means the nose area of many mammals. Now it's time to work with the poem and see how well you have understood the poem. Let's answer some simple questions. First, read the first stanza and think. Is Macavity a cat really? If not, who can Macavity be? So please put your thinking caps on and try to answer the questions. The next one is complete the following sentences. First one, a master criminal is one who, so fill in the blanks. Second, the Scotland Yard is baffled because. Third one, dash, because Macavity moves much faster than them. Question number 3. A cat, I'm sure, could walk on a cloud without coming true. This is a line by Jules Verne. So, Jules Verne said, a cat, I'm sure, could walk on a cloud without coming true. Can any one of you walk on a cloud? That's not possible without coming true, meaning without falling down. But a cat can do that. So the question is, which law is Macavity breaking in the light of the comment above? So think about some signs also. So which law is Macavity breaking in the light of the comment above? Please try to answer the questions. Now it's your turn to describe Macavity in your own words. So question number 4 says just that. Read stanza 3 and then describe Macavity in 2 or 3 sentences of your own. So please read stanza 3 and think how you can describe Macavity in your own words in just 2 or 3 sentences. Now let's move on to question 5. Question 5, what you have to do is write true or false for each of the following statements. First one, Macavity is not an ordinary cat. Second statement, Macavity cannot do what a fakir can easily do. Sentence 3, Macavity has supernatural powers. The fourth one, Macavity is well dressed, smart, and bright. The last statement is Macavity is a spy, a trickster, and a criminal all rolled in one. Now we have an exercise where you have to really think and write. Are you ready to do that? Come on. Question 6. Having read the poem, try to guess whether the poet is fond of cats. If so, why does he call Macavity a fine and a monster? So think and write. We have one more question. Has the poet used exaggeration for special effect? Now, what is exaggeration? It is a statement that represents something as better or worse than it really is. Means to magnify something. It can be something good or something bad. Saying more than what it really is. Like an overstatement. Putting Macavity as really evil, that is exaggeration. So, has the poet used exaggeration for special effect? Find a few examples of it and write down those lines. So, what you have to do is find the lines in the poem where you feel that the poet has used exaggeration for special effect. So, all you have to do is read the poem once again, find examples of exaggeration and write down those lines. So that's the end of Macavity, the mystery cat. So I hope all of you have listened carefully, read the poem, enjoyed it, and have learned something. So take care and stay safe.